Hello, my name is Sam, and I am going to be producing some travel content videos. This is the first of my travel videos, so if you're watching this, shout out to you for being one of the first viewers of my new channel. And for this video, we're starting with Koh Kood Island, which is in the east of Thailand. It takes about 6 hours by bus to get here from Bangkok City. And then you have to take a ferry, which is about another 40 minutes or so from one of various ports along Trat City. Um, and then from there, you get to what is one of the smallest, but also the most peaceful, quiet, secluded, and sort of unviolated of the Thai islands. I really had a great time here, and I highly recommend visiting it if you're looking for some place more peaceful, more clean, and more friendly. The main point of this video is I'm going to be talking about the different beaches along the island that I visited, as well as my hotel. So without further ado, let's get started and see about Koh Kood. To begin, let me talk about the hotel I stayed at in Koh Kood, and a place you might want to consider staying at as well if you visit the island, and that is Wooden Hut Koh Kood. It was about $17 a night, and the rooms were private with private bathrooms. And as you can see here, mine overlooked this beautiful river directly from the patio. So all of the huts, they're kind of nestled in the tropical forest of the island. And so you have the trees around you and you have the sound of birds and nature. And best of all, in a good number of the huts, you had the sound and the view of the river, which was extraordinary. I really enjoyed it. And I would definitely recommend, if you're not completely intent on a beach stay, one of the resorts right on the beach, this is a great alternative to consider. So, another one of the great things about this hotel was that it had a sprawling garden, and the huts were kind of buried in between the garden. Every day, in and out of the hotel, you passed through this little tropical paradise full of butterflies and all sorts of natural critters, snakes, geckos, lizards, you name it. Some things perhaps that not everybody would want to see, but on the whole, I really enjoyed it. It was great to feel like I was just in nature, in Thailand, really experiencing not just the culture, but the ecosphere in such a raw and awesome way. So, definitely, if you make it to Koh Kood, you might consider staying in a place like this. Once you're done hanging out at your hotel, here in the islands, you usually find yourself renting a motorbike for about $7 or $8 a day. You can see some here. And then you take to the road to explore all of the other beaches and cafes on the island. This is a beach called Ao Jark Beach, which is one of the first ones I visited. And this is a cafe on the beach called Rimley Cafe. And this was also a fantastic place to visit and hang out. You can get really cheap and tasty food and drinks, sit right on the sand with a friendly dog companion. The next beach that I visited was Ao Frau Beach, and this was at the southernmost part of the island. I was a little disappointed about how many resorts there were on this beach. It didn't have quite the private feeling, but they were some very nice resorts and they were some very beautiful beach anyway. So, on the whole, I would certainly recommend it, especially if you want to stay at one of the resorts. The next beach is Taphao Beach. Not quite sure how to pronounce it, to be honest, but that's loosely what it sounds like. And this was one of my favorite beaches on the island. This place was really cool. You can see from the video the waves had a little bit more force to them. There's a little bit more natural power, kind of raw nature. And I also loved this pier that you could walk out to the end on. And they had this cool sea swing right, looking right over the water. On the whole, it was a really great experience, a really great beach for swimming and just chilling. And also, just up the road from this beach was a really great cafe called Little Nine Cafe. In my opinion, probably the best cafe on the island that just chill, hang out, or try and get some work done in an air conditioned space. The next beach I visited, and which I would highly recommend, is White Beach. This is the most central beach and location on the island, and there was about two or three very expensive, high quality resorts along this beach, taking advantage of the great location and the great sand. Staying at this spot, you have access not only to the resorts and to pretty much everything on the island within a short drive. There's also a number of great cafes and restaurants right nearby within walking distance. And there's a river which flows away from the sand into the center of the island where there's a gorgeous waterfall as well. This next one is something of a bonus. Gathi Cafe. It's not, strictly speaking, a beach. In fact, it's just a cafe, and you have to go through this resort that you see here, Shanta Resort, and follow all the signs that try and find where Gathi Cafe. It can be a little confusing. Here's a little sign pointing me down the road, so I knew I was loosely going in the right direction, but it took me a while to get to the seaside here, where you found a very rocky seashore, not ideal for swimming, but very beautiful nonetheless. And right next to that, a very gorgeous cottage, sort of hut overlooking the sea, which was Gathi Cafe, where you could chill on one of these comfortable bean bags and enjoy some really great fresh Thai food or mocktails, cocktails, and fruit shakes, much like this pineapple coconut shake. Finally, the last and my favorite place on the island that I visited was Bang Bao Beach. This is definitely my number one recommendation if you come to Koh Kood Island. When I was filming this, I actually accidentally entered into the beach area from one of the private resort So I had to kind of sneak through it and walk a long way to get to Bao Beach, which is back in the distance. You can see me slowly making my way towards it, where the pier is off there in the distance. But it was well worth the walk, well worth getting to. And no one at either this resort or at one of the resorts along Bao Beach particularly bothered me. Checked to see if I was at the hotel or anything. Everyone was very friendly and welcoming, and which is lucky because Bao Beach itself is, I believe, the private property of a resort, Siam Beach Resort. But they let me come and swim nonetheless. And here, just crossing over these rocks, and I was barefoot. It was quite a bit of a challenge, but it was well worth it. And here, finally, I made it to Bao Beach, and you can see the cafe, little gem cafe, which is right at the kind of where the rocks end. That was a great place to sit and just spend the afternoon with a nice cold beverage. The best part of this beach was the sunsets. It's the main reason I would recommend it. There is good swimming, but the sunsets are just extraordinary from here. On the night I was filming, it started with these gentle yellow tones which lit up the sea, made everything feel kind of bright and warm. And then as the sun sank further over the horizon, we got these extremely rich wine red and dark purple colors that covered the entire sky and lit up the sea. It was truly an extraordinarily beautiful sunset. And that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you visit Koh Kood one day. It is a beautiful and quiet and peaceful place among the bustling chaos of some of the other Thai cities, and a very clean place as well. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I will be releasing future travel content, and I look forward to seeing you in other videos. Thank you, and for now, goodbye.